going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're shining our spotlight on Shinsuke Nakamura, master of the Kinshasa. So a little bit of backstory. When I first got into bourbon and booty, I started making videos at that time, and Shinsuke was actually the first video I ever made. No sound, no commentary, no nothing, just kind of a, this is what you do. But since that time, things have changed with the good old Shinsuke. Beforehand, you would have the Death Valley driver, the inverted exploder suplex, and the landslide. Essentially, what you would do is you would double MP trainer it. You would make sure that you had a line bonus for feud. Santa Hogan. You had to have a whole lot of moving parts working together perfectly for this to work out. What you would do is you would hit the Death Valley driver. Then you would do the inverter suplex, making sure as many of the yellow gems were on the multiply gems as possible. And then you would hit the landslide. They would win immediately. There was no question about that. It was a dominant force. Well, in the last 6 months, I couldn't really tell you the exact date on it. I believe it was in the last 6 months. They changed it to where the multiply gems no longer affect moves like the landslide. So we've had to adjust and make sure our cards kind of still do what they want to do, but there's some hit or misses. The main ones that stand above all else are Tech Becky, the new one, the bodacious Becky, and Rocker Shin. Shinsuke's kind of fallen off a little bit, but given this last feud, he still holds kind of value. So I'm not going to show you the video for this portion because, well, it doesn't really apply to anything outside of feud. So this last feud, we had +5, I believe it was, for multiply gems. That actually helped out the Death Valley driver into the midsection knee strike. You would essentially just hit this, blow up all the multiply gems, and it would take 2 turns to get it done. You can still do it now, but I don't recommend it. You know what? Strike that. I'm actually going to try this out real quick against the AI or against the computer on the tour. I just want to know what happens here. And I know you're probably asking yourself, Jeff, why are you throwing Santa Hogan there? Well, these are 8 drops. And unless you have a middle row line bonus or the top row, you kind of need the double MP or you need the triple MP trainer. So Breeze is just here because as of right now, I do not believe there is a +2 green +1 multiply user. I've searched for it. Other people have searched for it. We can't find it. Don't think it exists yet. But when it does, that obviously would take this spot. So our belt is only Fury 2. It is Fury 2. Okay, I thought it was Fury 1 for a second. Our belt is Fury 2, so this is going to help out a little bit. I don't have a medal on him because it definitely right at this moment don't need a medal, or a plate, sorry. I don't have a plate, but a good plate for him would be an MP plate for this build in particular. Moving forward, I really don't know of any other plate that would be good on him aside from an anti-sub plate. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like an all-heart plate, maybe. If you really want to go down that route using the submission, you could. Gremlin ears, you can do that for this too. Don't really recommend it, but it'll help, I guess. But an MP plate's probably your best bet for Shinsuke. Let's go in against LWO Eddie here with what I would assume is the weakest build right now for him, unless perks give a big pump up. Because see, during the feud, with 50% gem damage increase, with the multiplies and everything else, he was only hitting for about 10 million. So I'm going to assume right here, right now, that this is only going to hit for like 6. I'm assuming, 4.6. There was 6 in the number. So as you can tell, it's kind of shitty. I can't really say anything outside of that. It is a little bit shitty. So there is other ways you can do this. I'm sure there is multiple ways that you can handle this. You can still go down the original route that if you really wanted to. You could go with the Death Valley driver. Is that what this is? Yeah, you could go with the Death Valley driver into the landslide into whatever the other blue move is. You can still do that and utilize the multiply as a nice little finisher portion. But until, I don't know. This build right here, I'm just seeing this match through. That's really all this is coming down to. Those heal gems right now are going to be kind of a pain in the butt because I don't think this is going to cover them. Oh, it did. Fantastic. So the heal gems are out. The submission was just basically to get him to kind of back off a little bit. We're going to hit here. Like I said, you can still go the original, the OG route. Just know that the damage is not going to be as amazing. Still 2 turns, but it is what it is. You can kind of tell that difference. Because of the perks this weekend, it almost tripled the damage. So that was awesome. So look for feuds like what we have now. Yellow gems are nerfed into the ground, but multiplies are increased. Shinsuke can still do about 10 million damage. So now we're going to go on to the actual move set that I believe is his strongest build. Is it going to move mountains? Most likely not, but it's still going to do something, and that's better than nothing. So that's kind of what we look for. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the flying kick. We're going to deal 109,000 damage and increase our blue MP by 7. Our inverted exploder suplex, that was the one I was missing in my last statement. We're going to deal 125,000 damage and choose 6 gems to make into yellow gems. Our landslide, we're going to deal 134,000 damage plus 191,000 damage for your yellow gems, and that's just because of right here. But that's about to change. So that number is going to increase. We're going to go with Kofi. We're going to go with John Cena. We're going to go with Braun Strowman. And we're going to go with Hall of Fame Taker. So now we're looking at 333,564 damage for every yellow. The good thing about this is the flying kick is 6. So technically you could rotate off John for Booker T if you really wanted the 12k more damage. You can rotate him off if you need him somewhere else. You don't necessarily need that +2 given a middle line or a top row, or even the bottom row if the bottom row is yellow move increase specific. So John is he's up there. You don't have to have him. He's situational. Okay, so we are going to go into the fight. Like I said, we're still at Fury 2 across the board. So we had 333,000, I believe. Let's see what the actual number is going to be now with our Fury 2s. It is now 541,000 damage for every yellow gem. That is fantastic. So we're going to hit our flying kick. Boop. On the nosy. We're going to go and put these out. And this is the same thing that you would do with Rocker Sean, Bodacious Becky, any way, shape, or form. He's just not putting out as many gems as what they do. So go and set yourself up for a wild match. Hit the landslide. And boop. 5 million damage, not bad. Could be 10 times better, but beggars can't be choosers. Hit the flying kick again after we made our wild card. Ooh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6 available before we pin. So what we can do is try and block this section off. Let's see if we can get another wild card in here. Let's just see. I mean, you never know unless you try, right? Another boop on the nosy. Boop. That was 6 mil. Swipe. And we have one more go of this. Fantastic. Absolutely love it when a plan comes together. So I'm going to set this right here so we can do a line break. I'm going to put these 2 yellows down here so that can be included. And then we'll go up here with this. Hope that our eyesight isn't as bad and we don't break anything. Perfect. Hit the landslide one more time. And boop on the nosy. He is gone. Swipe and finish. Even at 6-star bronze, being able to do this, he would be able to take down any 6-star silver striker. We're looking at 5 to 6 million per swipe, and strikers at 6-star silver have anywhere between 15 and 21 mil of health, so still able to drop them even at 6-star bronze. So that is our video on Shinsuke. Is he moving mountains the way he used to? God, no. But he does have a build that recycles, that does a bunch of damage, and will allow you to be able to beat a majority of the cards out there. Now, if you're looking at this and you're going, my luck isn't that great, a lot of the times I cascade and stuff like that, no problem. What you can do is you can lower your damage for the yellow gems, getting yourself your turn 2 like you normally would, and just doing MP reducers for instead of Strowman and Taker. It's an option. It's not the greatest option in the world, but it is an option, and that's what's good about Shinsuke is he does have options. So, with all that being said, I'm going to leave you the same way I always leave you. Life can be fun if you allow it to be. We'll see you in the next one.